That was the sole reason in the very beginning for most of us making rap.
Going through money. Money coming in.
Staying goal orientated and staying focused, to what you want to do.
I spent a lot of time in my life not paying attention to what else was going on because I was so in tune to what I was doing.
Back then, it was more of it was a pulse to the music. You had the bass and the kick, so it was like a.
I wasn't rapping at the time. Daddy-O, he was the rapper.
What's up, y'all? Today we'll be introducing Daddy-O, and my first question will be, what do you think made your group so successful?
I always say Stetsasonic is weirdos. It was 6 weirdos in one room. Because everybody's from somewhere different, and it was like half of the group was old guys, and half of the group was young guys. 2 of the guys in the group, we actually had to get parental permission for them to even be in the group. So now you got those young guys like Wise and Paul, and then you got old guys like me and Delight. So it was kind of like almost a teacher-student kind of thing. And so when all that comes together, and it's all coming together under music. So when all that comes together under music, we ended up at least being able to relate to a lot of people because we were able to, kind of, in a ill way, bridge a gap. It's not like we was trying to bridge a gap because we was a band. So bands could have any number of people, but we did it in that way. So I think the weirdos, 6 weirdos in one room.
All right. As I was researching you, I couldn't find a reason why you guys broke up. So what was the reason behind that?
We really didn't. But when you do like Wikipedia, it's done by other people. So whoever did that Wikipedia page, you did it wrong. We never really broke up. Like what happened with us was this: we started off together, and then we began to be at least semi to successful to fully successful doing our own ventures. So I became a producer, and then later on an executive at a record company. Prince Paul became a producer, which he still is, and so people began to do other things. Prince Paul and Fuquan ended up being in the Gravediggers with RZA. So we began to do other projects. But we never really broke up. I mean, we still do shows together now. It's just that we do other things.
Just separate things.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is, if there is anything you could do different while still a part of the group, what would you do?
I probably would have knew a little bit more about record company policy and all of that. I think being signed to an independent label in the 80s was a blessing and a curse. I think it was a blessing because the people that signed us, same like somebody that signed Run, like Corey Robbins signed Run DMC, Tommy Silverman signed us, Fred Mineo signed Salt and Pepper, Will Sokolov signed EPMD. Like a bunch of young white Jewish boys was the only ones that took a chance on hip hop. Major labels just wasn't gonna do it. So that was the blessing part. The curse was they were independent labels, so they didn't have to really offer us the best deal in the world. And on top of that, it was like they didn't even know what deal to offer. There was no guarantee that we were gonna sell records, be successful, do anything. But I think I would have knew a little bit more about that because then I think we could have going into it. We would have had a little bit more ownership and a little bit more control over the things that we did later on.
All right. My next question is, what made the name Stetsasonic so unique to you guys?
So Delight came up with the name Stetsasonic. We are second generation. So we are sons of a group out of Long Island, line dance, called the Stetson Brothers, with Jeff Green, Pudgy P, and a bunch of those guys. Those guys taught me. I mean, I was rapping, but I didn't have the style that I had. So they taught me my style. Delight was one of my best friends, so when I started rapping, I started telling him about it. I wanted to just call ourselves the Stetson Brothers because when I talked to the original Stetson Brothers, when I talked to Rocco and Pink Panther, they started hustling, so they was just like, yo, just take that and run with it, young blood. But Delight was like, no, because people could get it confused. So I said, what's going to be the name of the group? He said, well, let's use Stetsasonic. And I said, so what does that mean? He says, well, Stetson means style because the whole concept of the Stetson Brothers was from the Stetson hats, and Sonic means sound. I said, I like it. So Delight was the one that came up with the name.
Okay. My next question is, did you have any doubts or worries when releasing your first song?
No, I mean, it's one of the things, I read something somewhere, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Marianne Williamson, but I'm not really sure. but she wrote this piece on how there's no such thing as beginner's luck. And I realized that it was true, because when you're starting, you don't have doubt. There's nothing to doubt, because you didn't do it before. So if you're gonna do it, your mind is. And I always tell people, think Allen Iverson. No disrespect to LeBron or any of those guys, but I always say, think Allen. Do you think Allen ever started the game and said, "Oh, I might lose this game"? It's just, he went in there. Allen gave the game everything he had all the time. And in the beginning of not only Stetsasonic, but you could say Rakim, Public Enemy, KRS-One, you could keep on going. We didn't have any doubts because there was nothing behind us to doubt. And a lot of times, that's what makes some of the first material. You listen to Stetsasonics On Fire album or BDP's, the first Boogie Down production album, or Yo Bum Rush the Show from Public Enemy, or even Houdini's first record. There was nothing to doubt. So we just went into it knowing that we were going to make what we were going to make. On top of that, the concept wasn't we're going to make it get rich. The concept was we're going to make it be dope, and our peers are going to hear it and respect us, because that was the sole reason in the very beginning for most of us making records, that we're going to make records and our peers are going to hear us and we're going to be dope. They're going to know, and they'll be like, "Oh, we dope." It wasn't like, "Oh, we're gonna make these records and we're gonna blow up and we're gonna be rich." We wasn't even thinking like that.
Okay. So based off what you said, what would you say my generation of hip hop lacks and needs to learn?
I don't know if y'all lack anything. I'm not that guy. I'm not the old hater. I'm not. I listen to probably as much young people as I listen to my people. So I might like people you don't like. Like, I like Trippie Redd. You might not like Trippie Redd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because y'all get off on some of the more popular ones, but then, and I'm not saying Trippie Redd's not popular, but some of those, whatever. But I don't really think that you lack anything. The only thing I think that if there was a lack, it probably is what me and you are doing, the connection, because there are things to be learned from us. Right? Travis Scott could learn from me. Yeah. No disrespect to Travis, but I could teach him some stuff, because I could listen to his stuff and say, yo, it's not even teaching him about the music. It's just inflection and things that I've done and things that I did on tour and all of those particular things. And I think that that's it. The other thing, again, I don't know if I call it a lack, but the other thing is, the one thing that when we're making records, there's a part that we made records that people call a golden era. Now, I have been petitioning for 2 new golden eras, because I'm saying it wasn't just us. Because if it was just us, what's Biggie and Tupac? Right? That's got to be golden too. Yeah. So and then there's another one that came right after that, because Jay and a few other people fall in that Biggie and Tupac part, and then it came again after that. So but when we were making these golden era, what they call these golden era records, the one thing that kept us focused was we had all these heroes, right? James Brown was a hero. The Jackson 5 was a hero. If you listen to the names of the original groups, you hear Fantastic Five, Furious Five, Funky 4 plus one more, Treacherous 3. That all came from the Four Tops. That all came from that. We had this respect for our heroes. And I think that sometimes your generation doesn't have the touch to have respect for the heroes. That's why none of those rappers are bigger than Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars understands his predecessors. And so that's why he's so big, because it's him just thinking about the people that existed before him. So I just think that there's some connections to be made. But then, then there's things that your generation have that we never had. Connection to fans, the ability to make a record and put it out tomorrow. MGK just stepped on, I mean, you could do that now. We couldn't do that before.
Well, all right. It's your girl Bree, and we're here with Daddy-O on Rap Classics.
You better talk to Daddy-O.
All right, how do you want me to introduce you?
Say somebody I don't know, Daddy-O.
Really?
You should talk like you would talk to your friends.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you shouldn't try to, because the thing is, if you're gonna do this, right, you gotta think. You got an opportunity that we didn't have. I'm gonna try to keep this short because I talk a lot. you had opportunity we didn't have. We didn't really have the opportunity to reach our peers. So maybe we reached them, maybe we didn't. Excuse me, there was no such thing as YouTube. There was no such thing as any of that. So if they caught it because some TV show happened to just allow one of us to get on, and we didn't know. Y'all deal differently because y'all talk through social media and all of that. Excuse me. So you should talk to them or talk on your show like you're talking to them, because that's the way they would receive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be other than yourself because they won't get it. You know what I mean? They would just think that you're trying to be fronting or something like that. That makes sense.
All right.
I'll let you move over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there we go. Right there is good. It comes through there.
Yeah.
All right. And 3,